There's a difference between being a peaceful man and being a harmless man. You say, like, I'm about being peaceful, but unless you have the capacity for violence, that's not a peaceful man. That's a harmless man. You're not capable of doing anything to the contrary. Virtue requires the capacity for the antithesis. If some other country had a problem with the fact that, say, we outlaw abortion in the United States, and then some country in Europe has a problem with that, they try to communicate with us, and we said no thanks or whatever else, then they would need to possess the ability to come and do what we did.
Weed is the devil's lettuce, alcohol is the devil's beverage, and sobriety is God's preference. Body fat and man breasts are the devil's swag. Muscles and abs are God's aesthetic. Excuses and complaints are the devil's dialect, while positivity and accountability are God's native tongue. Comfort is the devil's present, and struggles are God's gift. What the devil offers is more immediately appealing. And most people have neither the faith nor the courage to endure the hardships necessary to earn their place in heaven. So when faced with the choice, they pick damnation over salvation and walk the pleasure-paved path to hell, because it's the easier route. Free will is a curse to those who lack willpower and a blessing to those strong enough to resist temptation and delay gratification. The fact of the matter is, no matter what you do in life, you are going to suffer. But you get to choose whether that's for now or forever.
So the one thing I didn't want to see is I didn't want to see economic catastrophe. If you kept this going, that could have happened. But all I know is every time we talked about the possibility of peace, the stock market shot up like a rocket ship. It never went down. They didn't like it. The people, the stock market is more brilliant than anybody there is, including the people on this stage, other than me, of course. Let's see. I don't know. What do you think, Scott? Is the stock market more brilliant than you? That's a terrible statement.
Carlos Cortez here with another episode of Scriptures in Wallstreet. I hope you're doing well. Happy Father's Day to all you dads out there, working hard, providing for the family, providing emotional, financial, and protective support. Oh man, I love being a dad. I have 4 kids myself, as you guys know, and just always being present for them. And just, it is just an amazing feeling that God chose you to take care of these little souls. So very special weekend for me. And I hope it is to you. Keep doing what you're doing. What's interesting about being a father is they've dumbed down what the father role is. They've dumbed it down. They emasculated the father in a context where we forget that men are designed to go to battle. Men are designed to fight. Men are designed to provide and protect. And we've seen campaigns. We've seen just the whole norm of the men not showing up in ways where the women have to. So if you guys remember a few years ago, they had Kim Kardashian on the front of GQ. She was wearing a tie and looked like she just came off of work, and she literally won Man of the Year or something like that. I can't remember. Woman of the Year. I don't know what it was, but basically it was it was just like this program push that she can be a businessman. She can be a provider as well. And oh man, it really rubbed me the wrong way, because the moment the woman starts to act in masculinity, it emasculates the man. So they don't even no longer have to provide, and they sit on a couch expecting growth, expecting things to come to them, when they can't even run a mile. They can't even do 30 push-ups. We've gotten to a place where masculinity is toxic. And so these women, particularly women that don't have God in their lives, they embrace taking all the roles. They embrace pretty much everything. So Father's Day to me is unfortunately, it is a great reminder that we have our kids, we have our family, and that God has called us to be strong men, not weak men. But unfortunately, there's many men that haven't manned up. Anyone can get a woman pregnant, but it takes a man to be a father. It takes a man to provide for his family. It takes a man to show up. It takes a man to provide for kids that are not even their kids. It's a very, very special day. The media will try to make Father's Day about drinking beer and, grilling and just being comfort. Like, notice the Father's Day ads are just about comfort, and they sell comfort because everybody wants comfort. No one wants to do the hard thing. No one wants to go exercise. No one wants to be, everybody wants to be strong. They don't want to do the work. And this, my friend, is weak man marketing. This is what Satan wants you to believe, is that it's okay to get fat, lazy, because the women have already emasculated the man to a point where it's called toxic masculinity. So in this Father's Day, I'm not saying that's you, but I am saying that we have a masculinity problem in America, a huge one. So it's okay. It's okay to lift. It's okay to open a door for your lady. It's okay to do the hard things. And guess what? It's okay not to go and you want to shoot guns or learn to work on a vehicle or learn how to be a handyman or a provider. I don't know, but do something this Father's Day. If you're struggling with your masculinity, do something that will require hard work and earn it, because God's called us men to go to war, to go to battle. I mean, you have to fight. It may not be a laborsome fight. It may not be a physical fight, but it definitely is a spiritual fight. And so we have to put on the armor of God all the time. We have to choose the hard way, because pain is the path. I've said that. Pain is a path. Whatever the painful way is going to be the best growth way. My last podcast, I talked about how I was in Puerto Rico and I saw this shirt in Spanish. It said, "A quien no sofre, no avanza." Basically, if you're not suffering, you aren't advancing. If you're not having some type of pain, there is no growth. And for those of you that have millions of dollars in the bank, you've witnessed some pain. You've witnessed a few moments where you realize, hey, I made a mistake. I learned from it. And the mistakes are a great thing. Mistakes are a blessing, because you're not going to do it again. Number two, you're always learning. And if you get punched in the mouth, it's actually a gift. I know that's hard to understand for many, but it's actually a gift, because it is producing more strength for you. You're learning, hey, maybe I was exposed. Maybe I should have kept my hands up. Maybe I should have wrote that contract different. Maybe I shouldn't have said those things. Maybe I should have been more patient and shut my mouth. Maybe I would never allowed my own feet to even walk to that side of town. Whatever that punch in the mouth looks like, it is actually a gift, because we get to grow from it. We get to learn from it. For my son, if you guys followed me for several years, my son didn't make a team that he was practicing, literally practice player for about 1 year, and then a whole season in spring, and he didn't make the fall team for whatever reason. Like, That's insane to me, still to this day. And they still didn't pick him. Actually, he's really good right now, and we just went out to try out this past year to see if he can make this team. And it's a lower end team that thinks they're good, and they still waived him. And I'm grateful. I'm grateful because it has made him a better player where he's playing on a better team with coaches that have better accolades, better connections, resources. It's a blessing, man. So trials and tribulations are a blessing. If you currently have money in the bank, a 401k, or even precious metals in an IRA, you may want to listen up. You're going to want to have a place where you have a guarantee on your funds. As we go into a lower interest rate environment, banks will be stressed out when the commercial real estate crisis happens. Right now, you can get a guarantee, yes, a guarantee on your principal, and get a bonus. If you're younger than 65 years of age, we can utilize an insurance-based contract that has been around for over 100 years. We want to help you find a guarantee on your funds that are actually outside of banking laws, outside of securities laws. And guess what? You get a guarantee on your funds. You get a guarantee on your principal. Go to greenmoneysolutions.com, fill out your information, and let's just see if you qualify. I have a scripture. It wasn't the one I wanted to say. I'll go back to it. But James 1:5, if any of you lacks wisdom, you should ask God, who gives generously to all without finding fault, and it will be given to you. God is literally saying to us, ask me. I have all the wisdom. I don't care what you've done. I'm going to give it to you without fault. Like, how powerful is that? Where we can just simply ask the Lord to give us wisdom. Maybe you're going through some financial situations or with your family. Maybe it is not being a good father. Maybe it's not, I don't know what it could be. Maybe you have a medical diagnosis and you don't even know where to start. James 1:5 says to ask for knowledge, that he will give it to you. I find that so comforting, knowing that we can simply just ask without fault. So James 1 also, consider it pure joy, my brothers and sisters, whenever you face trials of many kinds, because you know the testing of your faith produces perseverance. Let perseverance finish its work so that you may be mature and complete and lack nothing. Or not lacking anything. Oh man, that is so dope. Like, it literally is biblical. It is straight biblical to have trials and tribulations and temptations because it creates perseverance. That's what I'm saying. Pain is a path. A lot of people don't understand this mindset, but when you're going through the thick of it, it is actually a joyful thing. It is an amazing thing. So whatever you're going through, just know the saying, there's a light at the end of the tunnel. It can't rain every day, even though it's raining outside right now. I want you to understand that this is just more this is more than just financial. It actually is a spiritual alignment with our Lord and Savior. It is a spiritual alignment with God. Because of that spiritual alignment, he has given us the ability to manage the little money that we have. Some of you a lot, some of you a decent amount, some of you a little bit, an okay amount. Whatever it is, guys, it is time to trust God more than our checkbook. It is time to trust God more than our checkbook. As we go into this new world order, schematics, and this whole outlay, generally speaking, we are in the process of a financial reset. Kevin Warsh, like we discussed, came out and stated that in the last FOMC meeting, basically said we aren't going to change any rates. We're not going to change any rates. We're going to keep everything the same. The financial landscape is changing. I know there's a lot of Dave Ramsey fans out there, which he is not a financial advisor. He's just entertainer. He's a real estate guy, for those of you that don't know. And he's definitely gotten entitled, pretty much entitled. You can see the difference from the Dave Ramsey 15 years ago versus now. And you can formulate your own opinion. So yeah, speaking of Kevin Warsh, I just went to the number one bro investors website. And it says Kevin Warsh is already changing the Fed vibe. Well, we knew that. The central bank already feels different under its new chairman. Investors may welcome some of the changes. Front page of Yahoo Finance.
I think the statement went from about 340 words down to, I think, close to 130 words. It looked much more like a Greenspanian statement from the 1990s, early 2000s. We've lost forward guidance. I think Warsh has been very consistent on the view that forward guidance is not actually a positive thing for the Fed to be giving. I think he's right to say that at certain points in time, and maybe most of the time, forward guidance is not beneficial. The real issue, though, is if they're not going to be providing forward guidance, and they're also not going to be giving us really much information about their reaction function. How will they change in response to incoming data? That leaves kind of a void for markets. The implications for that might be greater volatility in markets. It might be that you need to build in greater risk premium on risk assets, but also in bond markets. So yields overall might be higher. I think they'll be looking at their various communication strategies, including the summary of economic projections and the dot plot, which gives the projections for the Fed funds rate. My baseline expectation would be that the dot plot goes away, that we don't see the individual dots, that we don't have this focus on the median of those projections, but that we continue to get the summary of economic projections.
Do you think it's the right decision to get rid of the dot plot?
I do. I think the market is over focused and emphasized and coalesces around the median dot in an inappropriate way. I think that's a very imprecise forecast from the Fed and projections. When the Fed began to introduce their own Fed funds rate projections, what they showed was a central tendency and a range for those projections rather than the individual dots. And I think it would make a lot of sense for them to go back to that formulation. It would give us, the market, households, businesses, a view on the overall trajectory of where policy would go, but without the downfall of being overly precise on the median. So I think if that's where we end up, it would actually be a positive outcome from a communications perspective.
But here's the thing, like, the landscape is changing. Kevin Warsh is taking a forward-thinking approach, basically wait and see what's going on in the economy. And we understand what is really going on. I mean, we understand what's going on. The U.S. debt clock, national debt is 39 trillion, 276 billion, 100 or 44 million, 300 or 400 and blah. Dude, I can't even pronounce it, because by the time I get to the 100,000 mark, it literally is exacerbating. It is just skyrocketing. Just massive, massive amounts of debt. Like, this debt is just disgusting. U.S. total debt over 108 trillion, 374 billion, 472 million. This is insane. So Kevin Warsh comes out and says, hey, a wait and see approach is talking like Alan Greenspan, because they don't even know what they're doing. They're going to be late to the game. They lower interest rates. Banks get all fussy. You expose them even more. You raise interest rates. Banks get happier. And these guys, they want to be a part of the banking system, because the federal funds rate, they make money off of the banks. So they got to keep them happy. Yeah, keep you in poverty and keep the banks happy. Man, so That is one huge institutional problem. The other problem is the actual inflation. The actual CPI is fake. The consumer price index does not include food and petroleum. So when you go to the pump, you're literally looking at a 40, 50% inflation from what you paid just a year ago. So your dollar is now worth 50 cents from last year when it comes to the pump. Your dollar at your grocer is worth maybe 70 cents from what it was last year. The food and the petroleum has become just disgusting. So we have a hyperinflation in the two sectors that we care about the most, food and gas. But with the fake numbers, oh yeah, the current inflation is at 4.1. We need to lower interest rates. Man, what inflation? That number is all a joke, man. Like, it's insane. It's a freaking joke. So, and everybody knows it. Everybody's scratching their head. Lower the interest rates. The mortgages will be cheaper. People maybe could afford homes. But the other problem on real estate is obviously the prices are not going down because the wages aren't going up. So we have a huge problem with wages. We have a huge problem with mortgages and mortgage prices. And then you creep back into private equity and commercial lending. We've never had an answer for that. Private equity is just, man, that is another needle, another fire in the pot that could just blow up the whole house of cards. All this being said, there's a lot of problems, guys. And you know what? What does this have to do with your retirement? I say all this because there's a lot of fear, uncertainty, and doubt. There's a lot of lack of James 1, where it says, if you need knowledge, all you got to do is just ask God and he will give you knowledge. Or in James, where it says, consider it pure joy when you face trials, temptations, tribulations, because it's going to take a perseverance. The perseverance will see you through. Like, this is what it's talking about. Like, you're going into all this. You have no idea how the heck are you going to be track, trace, controlled. Silver's been going down because the dollar is increasing. And you were taught that the dollar is crashing over the past 5 years. Well, is it really crashing? Do you trust that it's crashing? The same people that jumped up the dollar and crashed it, now they're jacking up the dollar again. Do you really trust it? This is where red money comes into a situation where your red money now becomes your nemesis. The greed and the fear take over because you didn't properly allocate, you didn't properly de-risk, or you didn't properly de-red, I would say. Like, that's the problem here, is that we listen to these bro investors. We listen to our doctor, our pastor, our dentist, our landscaper, our car washer, our whatever. And we take in all this information from online, from podcasts, from people, but none of them are qualified to speak about your retirement. None of them make a living of giving people advice. And that's where the danger is. That's where the danger is that, oh man, I trust my neighbor. He's got millions of dollars. He knows what he's talking about. Great. He's a great businessman, but he's not a retirement advisor, a licensed one. It would be like going to your doctor and he's successful, he's great, he's a good person, but you're asking him legal advice, or you're asking him tax advice. You just don't do it. I can't even give you tax advice. I know a little bit to be dangerous, but I'm not a tax attorney. I'm not a CPA. I'm not an accountant, nor do I ever want to be. I have Richard to help me with that. I have Richard Bender to give my clients tax advice. He's a strategic partner of ours. He has me to give his clients wealth management advice, investment advice. So you need to be working with an advisor that understands the landscape of what's going on, that's grounded with what you believe in, that speaks the same language, that understands there's what if the dollar crashes? You should be asking yourself, hey, what happens when a dollar crashes? What happens when a dollar pumps up? How am I going to benefit? How am I going to grow? How am I going to change my portfolio as soon as the landscape changes? Because now that we're in a robotic segment of this economy, we are literally experiencing artificial intelligence meeting financial markets, basically changing the media, changing the narrative. And none of us have a plan. None of us have a way to navigate this. The old, hey, invest in the rest, Dave Ramsey style, buy term and invest the rest is what he's saying. Actually, if you bought cash value life insurance right now, and you can call us, you could actually borrow against it, loan against it, build wealth in it that's not tied to the stock market, pull it out. And I know what you're thinking, oh, I don't need life insurance. No, you're not buying life insurance for the death benefit. You're buying it for the anti-CBDC components to it. You're buying it so you're out of the stock market. You're buying it because the death benefit now becomes active while you're alive. If you get sick, heart attack, stroke, because we're breathing in this garbage. We are inundated with plastics. We're inundated with chemicals. Even the sheets that we sleep on are being washed by this plastic that if you sweat, it's going into your pores, even to the sandals that we wear. The sandals is disgusting. Like, the cheap little sandals you buy at like Target for like $10 and they smell funny. They drain them in like these cancer-causing chemicals, and it goes right on your heel. It goes right in your blood system the moment you sweat in them. There's so much junk out there that is literally killing us. The seed oils, even to the point where nonstick pans are not safe anymore because those metals get into you, to the water, the fluorinated water, to the shampoos that we use, to the toothbrushes, the toothpaste. I mean, it's insane. It's everywhere, guys. There is no plan. Now, are we supposed to like the EMFs? You can turn your Wi-Fi off, the blue glasses that you wear, the yellow glasses, blue screen lighting. There's so much stuff going on. But my take on all this is you got to live your life. You're going to die one day, hopefully not of cancer. Yes, we need to prevent and live long. But to a point where it becomes your identity. It becomes a place where you're fearful. It becomes a place where you can't even be a normal person. Oh, I don't eat a hot dog, Carlos, because the bread has bleach and I don't know where the sausage is coming from and the sausage has chemical. Man, it's a daggone freaking hot dog, man. Be a damn American. Eat a hot dog. Put some ketchup on it. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm not going to go to a baseball game or a hockey game and not have a freaking hot dog or a slice of pizza. Doesn't mean I'm dying. I mean, I gave up alcohol 4 or 5 years ago, actually May 14th of 2021. Alcohol is poisonous. I get it. And it makes you a terrible person. There's nothing good about it. And it doesn't benefit you in any way. And I feel great. I reversed my diabetes. I don't like sugar. My thing was I like to eat pizza and beer. From college, I like to have lasagna in the middle of the night, a big bowl of like Frosted Flakes, which are terrible. They have actual aluminum pieces in Frosted Flakes. So yeah, I was eating that and I loved it. So I have my own bad habits. I'm not the ice cream midnight guy. A lot of people like ice cream at night and they get fat. Me, I just love eating like a dinner at midnight and going to bed really, really full. I don't know if it was gluttony or if it was seeking comfort. I had to get rid of that old guy, by the way. I say all that because there's so much garbage out there, man. where it confuses you and you're looking at your portfolio and say, oh, yeah, we made 25%. The 25% doesn't mean jack squat if it's in the wrong bucket. If you're being taxed, or if you're in a red money system, a red money bucket where you still have unlimited losses, unlimited gains, it's up like crypto, it's up like gold, it's up like stocks. It's not guaranteed that you're up until you pull it out and pay taxes. And that's where it's realized. With green money, you don't have to realize anything. It happens every single year. If the index is up, you're up, baby. And that anniversary date kicks in, you are locked in. Your gains are protected, guaranteed, insured, will never go down unless you take it out. Where does that fit in your retirement? On the life insurance side, you can have green money. You can have green evergreen money that you could lock it in and it'll be tax-free. You can borrow against it, loan against it. There's so many strategies that you could do. If you would just give us a call, there's so much potential out there right now. And if the stock market collapses, even great, we are laughing straight to our own bank because that's what it is. We are no longer a participant. When you own a 401k, you are participating in a government written contract that you have no access to. You don't believe me? Call your 401k provider right now and say, hey, how much money can I take out right now and put it in my bank? Go ahead and see what they say. Well, Mr. Client, I'm sorry. Your plan administrator does not allow for the plan for early withdrawals. That's what they're going to say. More than 50% of the time, unless you've been working at your job for 7 to 10 years and you're vested already, they may have some provision there where you can take out 50%, put it in your own self-directed IRA, by the way. If that's you, I highly recommend that you do that because you don't own the 401k. We've gotten a lot of calls of people switching jobs and people asking, hey, I have an old 401k. Should I just dump it in my new 401k? Please do not do that because once you dump your old 401k into a new 401k, guess what? You've literally have done the same thing you did with the bank. You say, Mr. Jones or Mr. Bank, you have my money and you can keep it and you can give it back to me whenever you want. That's what you say when you open up a checking account. It doesn't feel too good because you don't own the money in your bank. You literally don't own the money in your bank. The bank has a beneficiary right. You have the beneficiary right to withdraw money if they have it. But if they don't have it, there's nothing you can do. So now you have to trust the banks. You have to trust the banks. You have to trust the system, trust the vaccine, trust the medicine, trust the cooking plates, or what do you call it? Cookware. Trust the cookware, trust the air, trust the Tide soaps, trust Pfizer, trust the media, trust the oil that you're eating, trust the water you're drinking, and, trust the local laws, trust the surveillance camera that pulls into your neighborhood and they scan your driver's license and there's no security guard anymore. It's just all AI. Trust it. That's what it is right now, guys. If you currently have money in the bank, a 401k, or even precious metals in an IRA, you may want to listen up. You're going to want to have a place where you have a guarantee on your funds. As we go into a lower interest rate environment, banks will be stressed out when the commercial real estate crisis happens. Right now, you can get a guarantee, yes, a guarantee on your principal, and get a bonus. If you're younger than 65 years of age, we can utilize an insurance-based contract that has been around for over 100 years. We want to help you find a guarantee on your funds that are actually outside of banking laws, outside of securities laws. And guess what? You get a guarantee on your funds. You get a guarantee on your principal. Go to greenmoneysolutions.com, fill out your information, and let's just see if you qualify. So I go back to the father. The father is going to be smart. The father is going to be protective. The father is going to wake up and say, you know what? Enough's enough. We need to liberate ourselves from this garbage, from this system. What are some ways that we can help our family not be financially inoculated? And men, you better wake the hell up. Start doing push-ups in the morning. Start asking your kids to punch you in the face. Start getting in the pain. Start getting kicked in the stomach. Start being strong. Don't be afraid to fight. Don't be afraid to call the ex-husband and say, you know what? The next time you call my wife and you say something stupid to her, I'll go over there and it'll be a bad day for you. Stand up for what is right. Stand up for your kids. Stand up for your freedoms. Stand up financially. Take ownership. The more ownership that you own, the more freedom you have. Isn't that something? Blame me. Blame me. I'll take the blame. Blame me, blame me, blame me. That's how you should be. I'll take the blame. I'll be the first one to F up. I'll be the first one to acknowledge I'm wrong. I'm the sinner. I'm the bad guy. Be that guy. Because that guy is the one that gets grace. That guy is the one that has growth. That guy has nothing to lose, has everything to gain, and he actually lives in freedom. Because you can't pin him on anything for telling the truth, for owning his fault. I know it's a weird mindset, but it shows up financially, guys. It shows up financially. I think I'm a great financial advisor because I have been through the ringer. My father is a drill sergeant as well as a pastor. I was born into this, literally born into this. I'm a Puerto Rican kid that his parents didn't teach Spanish. I grew up in the South. I was born in Fayetteville, North Carolina. I drink sweet tea with my rice and beans. I mean, it's crazy. But what I'm telling you, man, it's like we have to understand that we're all built different. And it is time to man up, be the father, be the strong father. And it's okay to go through trials and tribulations. It's absolutely okay because the Lord, our God, is with us. He will never, ever forsake us. He said, ask for knowledge and he'll give it to us. Ask for protection and he will give it to us. He has us in the palm of his hand. There's nothing to worry about. We have to start building our wealth the right way. We have to start leading our families the right way. We have to start doing the things God's way and not our way. And a father is a father. Anyone can be a father, but a true man of God will be a father that is present, that acknowledges what the cross has done, that acknowledges what our Savior has done, and not a yelling, screaming father, but a father that always shows love, just like your father has shown you love, your heavenly father. And that used to be me. I used to yell at my kids, spank my kids. And I said, you know, they're seeing the bad side of me. And I don't want to do that. So I've changed my my tone when it comes to my kids. I still get angry. Sometimes I'll yell. But your kids are going to want the better father, the loving father, the protective father. You know, there's a difference between a passive man. A passive man has no threat. A passive man, you could take his groceries, you can take his money, and he'd be like, whatever, I'll do nothing. And then there's the peaceful man. The peaceful man has ability to kill, to protect, to provide, but chooses peace over what he could do. He has ability to cause violence. That's the difference. Jesus had the ability to insinuate violence. Jesus had the ability to rip the cross and break it into shambles. Jesus had the ability to rip the nails off his wrists and his feet, but he chose to be the living sacrifice. He chose to be the lamb. And that is a peaceful man. That is a man that we need to resemble more and more because he took ownership. He took ownership and he knew that pain was a pathway. His pain gave us everlasting life. So when I say go get punched in the mouth, go do hard things, it is because it is a biblical concept. It is because that Jesus died for it so that you can have air in your lungs, so that you can have an everlasting life. It is so that you can ask him for knowledge and he will give you the knowledge to provide for your family financially, that he will connect the pieces for you. Anyways, I hope this message spoke to you as it did for me on this Father's Day. I am so in love with all you guys. You guys call and you say, man, Carlos, I feel like I know you. I feel like I've done this. And just know those words mean everything to me. Just know that I'm here for you. All you have to do is give us a call, 813-448-3446, or go to CortezWM.com. You can visit us online, book an appointment there. Our phones have been finicky lately. We're working on it. But yes, give us a call, 813-448-3446. Also, you can email me, info@CortezWM.com. Again, it's info@CortezWM.com. We are on Spotify. We're on Rumble, Apple Podcasts, as well as YouTube. And all you got to do is look up Scriptures and Wallstreet. Our name is everywhere. Heck, I even got laughed at on what was it? It wasn't Saturday Night Live. Oh, it was John Oliver. They made fun of me for being a conservative, a God-fearing conservative on Wall Street when they're making fun of Lindell. But anyways, I love y'all. And don't forget to get your peptides from GetMeLeanUSA.com. GetMeLeanUSA. We've had a lot of people buy some, and they love it. They love the new fit and the new lean. And obviously, that drink is fuego. It's mango. It's a mango pineapple hydrate. So honestly, the real key to lose weight is just go walking. All you got to do is just go walking 10,000 steps a day, get on the phone, call somebody for 15 minutes twice a day. And I promise you, your weight will just fly off as long as you can eat your protein and as well as go to bed in a caloric deficit, count your calories. For a man like me, that's 5'10", 5'10". I was like 4 years ago, I was 265 pounds. I am now down. I've gained a little weight because I got out of routine with travel. I went up to 225 and now I'm back down to 209. My goal is to hit 200. Never got to 200 because I backslid a little bit recently. But now I've dropped all the way back to 209. I believe I'm 207 today. And all I'm doing, guys, I'm taking my Get Me Lean USA peptides as well as walking. I am over walking. I'm doing anywhere 13 to 15,000 a day. 10 is a non-negotiable. You should be able to hit 10 if you are a busy dad, if you're going to the mall, to the store, picking up kids, or just walking around the house. You should be able to get 10 every day. You do that for one whole month, I promise you'll be dropping so much weight, it's not even funny. Get Me Lean USA is just a tool. It's a great tool because they're all American-based products, and you can subscribe to it, cancel it anytime. Very simple. But yeah, go to GetMeLeanUSA.com, get your peptides. More importantly, I want to say thank you for allowing me to speak into you. One thing that was interesting is I spoke with a client that was very fear-mongered. She said, oh, well, this podcaster said this, said that. And they talked about the bonds. The bonds are going haywire. They're not going to be good. All this stuff. And she got so caught up into this where it affected her emotionally. And she didn't have the ability to think. Guys, sometimes you just need to back away. Listen to licensed professionals. Because everybody wants to be a financial advisor in 08. Everybody wants to be a crypto expert in 2022. Everybody wants to be a estate planner when the money comes. Tells you what you need to do. This is how the world works. Seek professional licensed help. Many podcasters are not licensed, guys. So you need to understand the importance of being licensed and having sound advice. And that's what we do here at CWM, Cortez Wealth Management. Just give us a call, 813-448-3446. Again, 813-448-3446. God bless you guys, and I'll talk with you soon.
So how many times have we gotten lost in the minutia of the everyday life? We've gotten fat, we've gotten lazy, we've gotten complacent, not just in our faith, but also our fitness, maybe our finances, maybe our marriage, maybe our family. But we've gotten complacent, and we constantly need to continue to grow. And one of the things I was weak at was in my fitness. As a former athlete, I thought I had it all. My ego got in the way. I'm like, I'll do it later. I'll do it later. Up until now, I have been able to focus on my fitness. For those of you who've been following me for 3 or 4 years, you understand that I've gained a lot of weight. I've used the excuse of having 4 kids, a marriage, a business, helping out at church, all these excuses. And I keep putting myself in the back burner. This is deadly. And what I love about this company, what I love about taking ownership, is that GetMeLeanUSA.com has the ability to introduce natural, groundbreaking peptides. What your body demands, what your body needs to release those fat stored cells, to build muscle, to gain your physical being back to where it's naturally supposed to be. We're not talking about big pharma saying we're going to come out with the weight loss drug. We're not talking about losing muscle. We're talking about gaining muscle, gaining your physique back, controlling your appetite, giving you the edge that you need to help you get your body back in check the way God intended it to be, by using his resources with America First products, with America First company that aligns and believes in what you believe in. Introducing GetMeLeanUSA.com. Get in. This is going to be groundbreaking, huge business opportunity, as well as a huge groundbreaking technology that is going to change the landscape. So I know good things before I see it, and I highly recommend you get in. All you got to do is click the link below and get you some fit, get you some lean, and get fit and get lean. This is not going to do everything. Of course, diet and exercise, you continue your walking, continue your protein intake, but man, does it make it a whole lot easier to get in shape. Look at me, I've lost 60 pounds, but this is actually fundamentally a great recipe to get back in shape. And I can personally attest to the amazing effects of this product. So go to GetMeLeanUSA.com. You won't regret it. You can cancel anytime. They're affordable, and yet they're effective. And you are supporting our show. You're supporting yourself. You're supporting a mission. There is an affiliate program attached to it if you would want to share it with your friends and family. There's a whole nother opportunity there. But more importantly, let's get your fitness back in check. God bless you. Carlos Cortez here, signing out.